I think generally it has been fairly flat compared to last year. In fact, I think some members may even say that they are down on last year. Of course, there are always exceptions, but I think generally speaking, retailers are fairly tame about how Christmas has been for them this year. But I don't think that it is necessarily a Brexit-related issue. It's more the challenges that retailing everywhere, and in particular in Gibraltar, are facing. Online, for example. Also, Gibraltar doesn't have the scale of some of the competing businesses across the border, and therefore cannot match prices, etc.
Mm-hmm. So do you think it's likely that in 2018 we'll see more conversations about the need for Main Street to reinvent itself?
Absolutely, because in spite of the fact that the Chamber ran an advertising campaign over November and December on radio channels up the coast, with the government support, incidentally, to attract shoppers to Gibraltar, and promoting Gibraltar as a shopping centre. We haven't really seen a significant effect on retailing per se in over Christmas.
In late 2017, the Chamber called for more visible policing. What comment would you make now, several months on?
Well, I'm very pleased to say that clearly our points of view were taken on board because the police have upped their game in terms of visible and invisible policing, which is what we were asking for, and I think one has to applaud them for taking this on board and delivering it. So I think we're very pleased about that, particularly because Chamber members came under attack from the point of view of vehicles accessing Main Street, and we had to curtail the hours for deliveries in Main Street, and the reason given was the potential terrorist threat. And fine, we have complied with that, and I think by and large it's working, because the government has taken on board some of the comments we've made and have provided loading bays and side streets and so on. But clearly, policing is very, very important.
Mm-hmm. And on the subject of Brexit, can I ask what the Chamber's latest cross-frontier conversations have been?
Well, as you know, the Chamber forms part of the cross-frontier group. The cross-frontier group is very much alive. We had a meeting with the president of the Mancomunidad just a couple of days ago to quiz him on the meeting that he held along with the seven other mayors of the Campo Gibraltar with the Spanish foreign minister, because we had some concerns that the Spanish foreign minister is very much concentrating on continuity for cross-frontier workers, whereas what the cross-frontier group aspires to, as I think the whole of Gibraltar does, is to have the continuing status quo of fluidity for cross-frontier workers, as well as for goods and for people generally. And the president of the Mancomunidad assured us that is what they would like also, and that is what they think will be delivered, which is encouraging, and we're cautiously optimistic about.
And on that note, as we enter a new year of trading, what's the mood like among Chamber members?
Clearly, some sectors are more buoyant than others. That's normal in any economy. I think generally Chamber members are cautiously optimistic about the coming year. It's clearly going to be a very challenging year, probably more challenging than 2017 from the point of view that the uncertainty still looms over what the conditions are going to be in a post-Brexit environment. But what I say is that Gibraltar has faced in its history has faced headwinds of different strengths, and we've always risen to the challenge. And I think in 2017, what I would underline is the way that people generally in Gibraltar, from all organisations and also in particular the government, have risen to the challenge of making sure that we're not forgotten, and making sure that we get the best possible result from whatever transpires in the Brexit negotiations. And actually, personally, I think that it could very well create all sorts of opportunities, and I think that is something that we've very much gone out of our way to put across to our colleagues from the other side of the border in the cross-frontier group, that we need to look at this positively, and how we can actually build on what we have and create opportunities, because ultimately, if those opportunities are taken forward in Gibraltar, the other side of the people on the other side of the border will also benefit.